Anywhere you go, whether you're just going to visit or you're planning on living there for a while, you're going to have to go get groceries at some point. Maybe it's just snacks for a late night movie, or maybe you're planning on putting together a 5-course feast. In either case, it's often nice to just know where to get what before you head out. So that's what I will be explaining in this video. This information may not be useful for anyone currently living in Albania because they already know it, but if you're planning on moving or planning on coming to visit, you want to hear this.
The most common type of shop you'll come across are these little convenience stores that are scattered in every city, like around the entire country. And they're usually stocked with your essentials: oil, sugar, flour, you know, that sort of stuff that you need for day-to-day cooking. But you're not really going to be doing your weekly grocery shopping. It's mostly for, like, you know, a bag of chips, a candy bar, a cold drink, that sort of thing. If you go up into the villages, you'll find these little shops everywhere, and they carry all of your essentials as usual: oil, flour, sugar, eggs, that sort of stuff. And because of that, you don't have to grab a bus to go into town every time you need something small. Occasionally these smaller convenience stores will have fruits and vegetables out in front. Usually not as big of a variety, but you can find the essentials: potatoes, tomatoes, onions, seasonal fruit, that sort of thing. If you end up wanting larger amounts of a wider variety of fruit, you have to go to where, like, the fruit vendors are. And I'm sure every town in Albania is set up a little bit different. But here in Pogradec, this is kind of the street, and this one back here, where all of the fruit vendors come to sell their stuff. Some of them are farmers, they grow it themselves. Some import produce, or they buy it from a farmer and then resell it at a slightly increased price, but only slightly. This is a similar idea for meats. There are butchers in town that'll bring in the fresh, good meat. You can get meat behind the counter at most supermarkets or grocery stores or whatever, but for the best cuts and the freshest meat, you want to go find a butcher shop. And of course, if you want the freshest bread, you have to go to the bakery. And then you have the bigger supermarkets that you would find in any big city in most of the world, you know, that sort of thing. Most of the cities here have them. Euro Market, Spar, Big Market, Conad, some I'm probably forgetting. And like what I'm used to in the US, you can get produce, meat, bread, that sort of thing in a lot of these places. Not here in Pogradec so much, but in the bigger cities you can find that. It's often not as fresh or as good as if you buy it from, like, the local specialty shop, but you can get it. And then they have, you know, a variety of home goods, like utensils, dishes, cleaning supplies, that sort of stuff. Contrary to what it was like for me growing up, you don't always save money in these bigger markets. The smaller bodega type shops often will sell the exact same thing at the exact same price, or maybe a slight increase, but it's usually not enough to make that much of a difference. So if you're in an apartment and you have a small shop and you can get everything you need right next door, there's no need to walk down the street to the supermarket.
Basically, if you live in one of the bigger cities, your grocery runs will look very similar to any other grocery run in a more developed country. But as you get to smaller and smaller towns, you may have to go to more and more different shops to be able to get all the things that you want or need. Even in just my few years here, I have seen the changes in the developments in the stores, especially in the bigger supermarkets, and they've gotten more advanced, they've gotten bigger, this sort of thing. And I'm interested to see how that expands even more in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.